Hey YouTube. I thought I'd record something a little fun today since Halloween's coming up, and I just love any excuse to get dressed up and tell weird stories. So, a little context, I have weird dreams. I have weird dreams like all the time. Usually, I'm just bothering my husband with them. Always like, you gotta listen to it, telling it because I want someone to hear about it. But today I thought I would read one of my weird dreams for YouTube just to share. So I wrote kind of a short story based off of it, and the title is Just a Little Further Down. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. The story starts with a young couple walking along a street. Maybe there's an art fair or something interesting going on. The woman sees a large van, think a VW hippie type, with the doors open and a small awning over it. There's a sign that reads free, must move, take what you want. The couple peeks inside the van. It's filled with cardboard boxes, wooden jewelry boxes, and assorted chests and drawers. Most of them have jewelry peeking out, chains, necklaces, rings, pendants. Some old, some shiny and new. There are also other assorted doodads, like geodes, arrowheads, fossils, military pendants, antique belts, cufflinks, and a few loose gemstones. The woman is enthralled and starts picking through the boxes, trying to find a few favorite pieces to take. The man notices different things further in: propellers, computer chips, sorted wires and gear, everything he'd need for a hobby project. They spend a good 5 minutes opening drawers, boxes, chests, and carefully inspecting the goods they find the most interesting. The woman has a few necklaces and rings picked out, but then the man points to a door towards the back of the van. It has a darkened window, which shouldn't be the case if it was the door on the back opening to the outside. They muse that it must have been a custom-fit door to allow for a small bedroll in the back of the van for privacy. It's slightly ajar, so the man tugs, and it opens. To their surprise, they see a few feet forward, steps going down, and then darkness. Has the van been cemented here on the side of the road? Is it made into a structure with a basement? They feel uneasy, and the man moves to leave. But the woman holds his arm and seems unable to move. Something is glimmering in the light down there, she says. After several seconds of focusing, their eyes adjust, and he sees outlines of more stairs and floor below. They nervously head down the stairs. Once there, the light is dim but usable. It's a 10 by 10 square room with rows of tables filling it. On the tables are boxes and chests, also filled with similar items. Some larger gems are present, along with newer-looking computer chips and other interesting items. The couple is pleased at their findings and continue to sift through boxes for what they want to take. After some time, the man makes his way around the corner of the last row of tables. He steps back suddenly as he realizes there's a hole in the floor. The woman sees his movement and walks over to see what it is. There's a square hole in the top bars of a ladder. They peer over the edge and see glimmers in a dark gray floor below. A basement in a basement. What eccentric people must have owned this? They look closely and see what looks like piles of gold coins. The couple stares at each other, deciding what to do, when the man reaches for the ladder and begins climbing down. The woman follows. They look around and see the room is more like a cave, but with tall ceilings and twice as big as the upper room. They pick up the coins and note their weight. Real gold? This is crazy. Who made this? Why say this is free? The situation should alarm them, but they feel drugged. Dim lighting, almost like an unworldly glow here, dulls their senses and highlights only the shiny objects scattered about on the floor and large marble tables placed around the cavern. They mindlessly pick through the objects, dropping less valuable items that they had gotten from the room before, and replacing them with pockets full of coins. Before they realize what they're doing, they're descending a spiral rock staircase that was in the furthest corner of the cavern. The next room is doubled in size again, containing solid gold statues, rubies, sapphires, and diamonds. The glow remains, but it gathers in wisps of green light hung in the air, like the aurora borealis if it could follow a path and you could almost touch it. Now the time is later. The woman is vaguely aware that they've been doing this for a while. Days? Weeks? They've descended so far. The cavern is larger than a football field. They cannot see the end of it yet. They know they will find another staircase or ladder leading yet deeper. They should have turned back. The rituals get more and more incredible. But what's the point if they never turn back and only leave the last room's riches on the floor in favor of the new ones? Their minds are mesmerized, though, and so they walk and they descend. It is now common to see other people milling about. They have the same mesmerized stupor as they walk and pick up items. They mumble occasionally, but don't really talk to them. Still later. They are now in a space that seems too large to fit on the earth. Yet far above, they see dimly lit cavern ceilings. Descending to a new room now takes perhaps days of stairs. This latest room had an old elevator that creaked and rolled on a wire to deposit them at the bottom. More people are here. A few can speak, although they repeat things. Did you come in the van's door too? No, they say. It was a large tree with an opening. Or it was an old house. Or it was a stone floor with a ladder in the middle of the woods. Each origin story is different, but they are all here. Some look like modern Americans, same as the couple. Some look like times from the past or a multitude of other cultures. Some people see different objects depending on what they value. Each room may have gold to them, or it may have the wisest lost books they could ever read. All the most precious treasures to them. After walking in the cavern for a few weeks, they reach what appears to be a coliseum. People filter in and out. They suddenly have their minds about them more here. They can reason about the structure and people, discussing it. The couple talks among themselves. Should they enter the large building? Are there better treasures there? What are the people doing that enter? Dark liquid pools in areas, but the glow isn't bright enough to tell if it's blood. The man wants to enter and see. The woman is frightened now that she has more of her senses back. She wants to flee and go back the way they came, climbing, ascending this time to escape the madness. The man wants to stop her. He wants her to enter the Colosseum with him and continue. After a brief struggle, she breaks free of his zombie-like grasp and runs back. Is it possible to go back? Will the building let her? She runs for what seems like forever, endless time in her mind. She reaches the base of the elevator that descended them into this cavern. Can it go up? She struggles, pulling at levers and pushing at stone buttons. It makes no move. People mill about here too. Frantically, she tries to get their attention. How long have you been here? Do you know a way back up? I can't keep going down. Not again. No more. She sobs as she spins in place, alternating screaming at passerbys and wildly hitting the elevator mechanisms. Later, another elevator cart lands at the bottom. It opens and lets out a new person, who numbly stumbles off and begins to wander the new cavern. The woman jumps into the open elevator before the door can close. She waits inside, but it doesn't move immediately. While there, she thinks, do people even eat here? Do they sleep? Do they age? She can't remember doing anything but walking and descending for ages. Some people appear as if they came here from ancient times and have been walking ever since. Their clothes are strange, or they have odd hairstyles, or tattoos or body jewelry. Where and when were they before they came here? The woman has trouble remembering what she did before. She had a husband that came with her, and they had a house somewhere in America? Perhaps they owned a dog? What did she do for work? It was a blur, forever before the memories of the caverns and the stairs. She's about to give up. She lays down in the elevator and waits. Maybe eternity curled up here will be better than descending forever. Has it been years since she laid down now? The elevator rumbles and moves. No. Is it descending? No, it isn't. It is going up. Up, up, up. She could only repeat the word for ages as she waits for it to finish. Maybe days or weeks later, it shudders to a stop. The cavern is smaller. She went up. She leaves the elevator and runs the opposite direction, shoving past any people. The next staircase up, and the next, and the next. The rooms get smaller. She gets fuzzy as she goes. Should she be going down or up? Up, up, up. She chants continuously now to keep her mind correct. It works. She continues up, smaller and smaller. The room is now 10 feet big, and a ladder leads up. Then a staircase with real light at the top. Light? What is that exists? Has she seen light before? Where did it used to come from? A sky? Something in the sky gave the light? It was eternity ago. She reaches the light and exits a door. There's blue and white wisps above, and a bright light in a circle. Sun? Is that the name it had? She turns around, suddenly remembering her husband. He was still down there. Why did he not follow her? He had a name. Their dog had a name too. Memories flooded back. She worked as a seamstress at a boutique. Everything was back. But the door. It wasn't there. She stood in the middle of a forest on a stone floor, but there was no ladder or door in sight. She escaped, but it was gone along with her husband. So that's where the dream ended. And I gotta admit, after I woke up from this, I was just like spooked. I didn't like it. I don't know, this was probably inspired off of a book or a movie or something I read a long time back. I wouldn't be surprised if someone tells me, oh, that sounds really familiar, it sounds like this other story. I would not be surprised that my brain pulled different parts out from stuff I've seen in the past and kind of made this thing. But I just thought it was really spooky and really timely for Halloween. So I wanted to share and just have an excuse to dress up and tell scary stories tonight. All right. Thanks, y'all. Leave comments if you want.